Well, this warm and humid pattern just continues. Not really a ton of changes today, except for those of you in South Carolina. It did have some showers and even a couple of thunderstorms in Jasper and Hampton County, and some activity made it into Effingham and Bullock County on the Georgia side too. But otherwise, it has been a fairly calm one in really the Savannah metro right now. 75 degrees. Winds are very light out of the northeast, and that will continue to be the case. But dew point temperatures being fairly high means that we are going to likely deal with at least another warm and humid one for the next several days. Here's what we have right now on Viper radar. It is dry. These are not meteorological returns. That is considered ground clutter. And taking a look through your day Sunday, starting off with patchy fog. Eventually, though, you do end up getting more cloud cover to develop by the afternoon. Even the potential for a few spotty showers develops too, and that's going to be the issue for some of you if you do become one of the unlucky ones that gets rained on. But temperatures will max out into the upper 80s with feels like numbers in the low to mid 90s for some of you, especially if you get that sea breeze on shore, and that will eventually lead to an uncomfortable feel. But again, winds will be out of the northeast as well, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's going to be another issue for our immediate coastal spots. High pressure to our north, coupled with a developing area of low pressure to our east, very weak in nature, of course. That's going to help the northeasterly flow really intensify. That does bring a bit of reprieve from that deeper moisture. In though, northeasterly winds are going to likely limit any shower development. Still may find a spotty shower too, but mainly just some passing clouds and a bit of a northeasterly breeze, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now into Monday, things get a little different. That trough gets a little bit closer. We also get a little bit more deep moisture in the mid and upper levels coming in from the south. That's going to allow for about a 20% or so shot of showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but even the Vipercast isn't into it either. Now Monday into Tuesday, things begin to change. You start to get that southerly flow in. That's going to set the stage for a much more humid end to the week and also warmer temperatures. That's ahead of a cold front that's going to likely stall out in the region. Bottom line, that increases our rain chances, but still need a little bit of time to figure out exactly what we're getting really Thursday through Saturday in terms of overall scope of the rain chances. But either way, a more unsettled pattern will be on the way as the mid and upper levels will support that in our region. Gabrielle, as of the 11 o'clock advisory, now still has 65 mile per hour winds, but notice a lot of convection around the system. Nice outflow as well in the northern and eastern quadrants of the system. Still need to get some convection to wrap around, and then it's off to the races for this storm, as it will potentially intensify into as strong as a Category 2 hurricane east of Bermuda. But bottom line, it's going to avoid any impacts to the east coast of the U.S., and Bermuda even may get off with just a brush. This eventually does move out to the North Atlantic. No threats to the U.S. at this time. A tropical wave west of Africa does have some activity in terms of thunderstorms going on, but it's going to take a little bit of time to get going, really. But it does look like it is going to follow in Gabrielle's footsteps. Locally tonight, 68 degrees, patchy fog possible outdoors, especially if you got some rain earlier on today, but that is quickly out of the picture. Mild and muggy conditions give way to a very warm and humid one again tomorrow. Above average temperatures continue for the last full day of summer. Winds will develop out of the east 5 to 15 miles per hour, and on the water, small craft advisory conditions may be possible for the new week. 10 to 20 mile per hour winds, though, 3 to 5 foot seas. In this extended forecast, we have to hold off on the true fall feel out there, but at least we are going to have fairly pleasant conditions, but we will be dodging rain showers by the end of the week and even a few storms. All
right, so a little bit of a mixed bag. We've got some fall temperatures in there, fall temperatures being 80 plus degrees, which is crazy, but yeah. Hey, you know what? Can't complain, Jeff.
Right.
Can't complain at all. And you mentioned a big fall feel.
Big night of sports.
Yeah, a big fall feel for me is when we have all those college football games, and we had another great week of highlights for you today, including South Carolina taking on Missouri, looking for their first SEC win. We've got those highlights next in sports.